Okay, very good morning to all of you. We have finished our this topic of the different crude drugs, right? Adatoda, licorice, clove, then amla, and shilajit, unorganized drugs are there. So here to now we having the good two examples. We will see the one by one. Strychnox, Nux vomica, and the Tinospora for our study. So applied botanical medicinal study, right? So for this one we have to see in detail about their biological source, geographical distribution, common varieties, macro and microscopic character, chemical constituents, therapeutic uses, adulterants, and the adulterants, that is the mixing of other plants. The two examples are, the one is the Strychnox nux vomica and the Tinospora cordifolia stem. So here we are observing this part. Then second in this topics part is there concept of active principle and major metabolic pathway for carbohydrate and the proteins. Then in the production of therapeutical and chemical constituents. And lastly there are the biopharmaceutics is one there, pharmacodynamics and the clinical pharmacokinetics. We will see the one by one. So today's example, Strychnox nux vomica is there. There is a good photograph of this plant. So generally as it is a commonly known from this one, I think this plant generally commonly used for the digestive system. So the seeds, roots, stem of this plant, they are commonly used. It contains mainly there is having the strychnine is the over 10 times more potent than the brucin. So brucin is present in other and its seeds are used. So 1% ripe seed of the strychnine nux vomica is there. Then this nux vomica is the homeopathic remedy actually, and but nowadays it is also known from the Ayurveda. It is a evergreen tree, and it having the two Latin words meaning in nut that causes the vomiting. So nux vomica. Vomica is the name due to its vomiting property. So here it is the one characteristic. Secondly, biological source. The seeds here you are observing. So these seeds generally different names are there. The ripe seeds of this plant generally used. So kuchla, or it is also called as a poisonous nut, vomit nut, bachelor's button, dog button, cucur button, or semen strychnos. Different family Lojaniaceae. Remember the proper name. Then the plant is native to the East India and found also in the forest area of our Sri Lanka, Malabar, then North Australia and the India also. Height of the tree, it is having the 12 meter in the height. It shows the short, crooked and thick trunk, and the wood is white hard. Those gained and the durable. That is very hard forest plant is there. In chemical content, the alkaloid 1.8 to 5.3, loganin is there, glycoside, then fixed oil 3%, cafe tannic acid, it is there, proteins, and the chlorogenic acid. Mainly alkaloids as strychnine alkaloid, brucine alkaloid, alpha colubrin, beta colubrin, 3-methoxy icagin, then homicin, novacin, protostrychnine, N-oxystrychnine, and the isostrychnine. So you remember these names properly for the Strychnox nux vomica. The in uses as it is to be supposed very specific. So extremely it is a toxic firstly. So small dose it is proper as a medicine, but if it is more it will be a poisonous. So it is used in veterinary medicine, particularly for the animals stimulant and the tonic. It is used as antidote in the barbiturate poisoning. So generally as it used for the food poisoning also. Then brucine is less toxic than strychnine. So in sometimes it is used as a CNS stimulant, central nervous system, and commercially used as a alcohol and the oil denaturant. So if there is excess of alcoholic person, adulterant is there, or addict person is there, so to control his addiction, generally it is to be used. Then this is a good photograph of this plant, so you shortly remember how this plant is there. Okay, so this is the first example. In the second lecture we will see about the Tinospora cordifolia.